Okay, in this video we're going to be checking out the new Diatone GT-M515, and this is just going to be a first look video. Going to go briefly over the specs. I'll have a more in-depth review video a little bit later. I just got this in, and this is supposed to be an ultralight 5-inch. It does come with separated arms, or individual arms. They're 4 millimeters thick. Pretty skinny. 195 millimeters motor to motor. It's a TrueX frame, and as you see here configured, it's 195 grams. Now if you see the center stack or pod here, that's very familiar looking, and that's kind of what they're going with all their GT series. And I'll just bring in the M2.5 in here. It's this, as far as I can tell, it's the same cage. They just changed the color from the platinum gray color to this sort of black color here, and it's pretty sharp looking. And the stack electronics that are inside here are the same, I believe. The same 25 amp 401 AC, the Fury F4 flight controller, and the of course the TBS Unify video transmitter. And like on the M2.5, where they've got the two capacitors in the back, one on the video transmitter, one on the flight controller. Those are also here as well. One difference here that I can see is the whip antenna that's on the M2.5 has been replaced by a Foxeer Lollipop antenna, so you should get some pretty good reception, better range, and this is the version that connects to the micro FL connector on the TBS Unify. But the electronic stack seems to be the same. Obviously, for 5-inch props here, we got bigger motors, and this one's got the Sunny Sky 1806 2500 kV motors. I think these are similar to the ones on the LDRC 200 GT, except those have a closed bottom instead of an open bottom design. So I think these motors are going to be a little bit lighter. And they shipped this with some gem fan. I think these are the 5042 tri-blades. Now the last thing that's different here is the camera, and on the M2.5 and M2 they were using the RunCam Micro Swift, and now they switched this over to the RunCam Micro Sparrow version 2, I believe. And so that's a CMOS camera. It's 4.3, pretty good camera. And so if you're a fan of the CMOS style camera versus the CCD camera, I think this is what they're going to be going to for future models. And also, like the current GT series, this one comes as a plug and play, so I did have to add my own receiver here, and I added an XM Plus receiver. The little connector here was already soldered onto the flight controller, and I just cut off the connector and soldered onto the XM Plus, and then I just mounted my antenna wires here on some zip ties that I added myself right here and on both arms. Here's a look at the bottom. You can see that you have the individual arms and the sandwich plates. I think this is also going to be the design, or similar to the design of the new GT-M5 series, like the bigger one with the 2306 motors. And this battery shop just was not included. Actually, they didn't send me a battery shop. I'm pretty sure that when the retail version comes out, you'll probably get a battery shop. So this is the one that I used on here, and it should be fine. You're going to be using a light battery most of the time for this, so battery shop doesn't have to be that super strong. Anyways, going to do it for this overview of this first look video. I'll have a future video where I'll look at this in a little more depth, and if you have any questions, I'll try and address those in that review video. But go ahead and show you a little bit of flight demo footage right now. So far it seems pretty smooth. Could seem maybe a little loose. So far so good, it's not too bad. Yeah, PIDs are a little bit loose. I think I would probably increase P gain a little bit, but you guys probably can't see that in the camera. Just the way it feels in terms of the sticks. This is just an initial flight. I'll have another video probably later. I'm not 100% sure if this is a final version or not. I've heard that they went through a few revisions already, so this might be pretty close to the final version. And I'm only flying on an 850 milliamp hour 4S battery. I'm pretty sure you can go to a much bigger battery. And I'll have another video where I try out the dual bladed props that they provided. Thinking that on a dual bladed prop it's going to be a little bit more efficient. Maybe get a little more flight time. But about 15 volts, a little under 15 volts here, about 2 minutes. It's going to be pretty similar, I think, to the way the LDARC 200 GT will fly. It's pretty similar. I think it's got pretty similar motors. EC and flight controller obviously are way different. Using the also the TBS Unify. We've got all the noise filtering on this one with the 2 capacitors, just like on the more recent M3, M2.5, and M2. Yeah, pretty smooth though. No complaints. As expected, it is a bit floaty. It's really light, and you will be affected by the wind. I'm not exactly sure if that current sensor reading is any good. Probably need to do some calibration. Let's do a full speed punch out here. Ooh, there, they got the battery beeping. This battery is not a very good battery. So the voltage definitely sagged big time there. I don't think if you're looking for performance, this is definitely, you don't want to be getting this. This is for cruising around, some light acro. If you want to go with a bigger battery, you can, of course, and get more flight time. But if you're looking for speed, power, that kind of thing, go with something with a 2207 or 2306 motor. I know that Diatone's coming out with a new 5-inch model pretty soon with, I think, a 2306 motor. It's not out yet. And yeah, could be the current sensor could be pretty close to accurate. There's at 600 some milliamps at 14 volts. And about 4 minutes of flight time, so actually that might not be off by too much. But it flies really similar to the 200 GT. I think this one might be just a little bit lighter. I'll have to compare that. I'll maybe have that in the review video. This is just a first look. Alright, about 700 milliamps. 14 volts. Let me go ahead and I'll land it here at about 5 minutes of flight time, which is about, I think, what I got last time on the 200 GT on a 1000 milliamp hour battery. This is an 850 milliamp hour 4S, so pretty similar in terms of weight and battery capacity and everything. But yeah, I think this flies pretty nice. Okay, that's. I think I'll quit the demo here. Acro definitely doable on this one for sure, and pretty good flight times. So, if you guys have any questions for the review, leave them in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions or recommendations or whatever for the next demo, let me know, and I'll try and make that happen for the next video.